Welcome, friends. Welcome, all of you, to the next discussion on the lecture series of Economics for Everyone, Schools of Economics. Uh, Today, before talking about um, this economist, these schools of economics, it is important to understand one of the greatest challenge, economic challenge the world has faced several decades back. The relevance of the schools of thought comes from that. Somewhere in 1929, uh, the whole world, and especially America, uh, faced a huge crisis. This crisis is what we call it as the Great Depression. Just prior to that crisis, everything was booming, going up, especially the stock markets. As you can see the images here, between 1929 to 1933, the whole American economy, followed by the world economy, most of the parts of the world plunged into huge crisis with production loss, job loss, markets crashing, stock market. It all started with the stock market crash of Dow Jones in America and a huge level of unemployment. Okay, we will discuss in detail later on about this Great Depression. But the whole world, the leaders could not think of any specific solutions to it. They tried all the methods, but nothing could probably move this problem. And during that time, I'm saying everything was, you have prices down, profits down. Almost around 13,000 banks shut down, small banks shut down in the United States. The Dow Jones fell like anything. Every second it was falling steep. Across the world, it was a crash. You can see that the picture, poor picture of why can't you give my dad a job? Wanted a decent job. See the crowd in America, 1929. And can you believe that it almost was there for 4 years until one Messiah came, a person who came and solved the whole problem. And that becomes a new schools of thought process. We can see here how the Dow Jones in from October 1929 went from around between 350 to 400 in 398, went to almost 50, 48, a huge fall. You see the falls in stock market, you see the unemployment rate, a huge unemployment rate in the US. So the person who's provided solution, a well-known economist, and there is a separate schools of thought, and to a larger extent in macroeconomics. In fact, his contribution is in macroeconomics has been great. He's a bureaucrat. He's an economist. He started one of the first insurance company in UK, and he started a museum. Okay, he's a great shrewd investor. He started an education institution, also ran it successfully. It's a multifaceted personality who provided uh, the school of what he called the Keynesian schools of thought. So we are talking about none other than John Maynard Keynes, Lord John Maynard Keynes. Yeah. Um, John Maynard Keynes, 1883-46, was a British economist whose ideas fundamentally changed the theory and practice of macroeconomics and economic policies of government. Originally trained in mathematics, he built on and greatly refined earlier work on the causes of the business cycle and was considered as one of the most influential economists of the 20th century. His ideas are the basis of school of thought known as Keynesian economics and its various offshoots. Yeah, and great. We talk about uh, Maynard Keynes. During the Great Depression 1930s, Keynes spearheaded a revolution in economic thinking, challenging the ideas of neoclassical economics that held that free markets would, in the short to medium term, automatically provide full employment as long as workers were flexible in their wage demands. He argued that aggregate demand, that is total spending in the economy, is determined by overall level of economic activity. and adequate aggregate demand could lead to prolonged periods of unemployment. So, unlike the classical school thought that the wages are flexible, hence the market should adjust and create a full employment, Keynes argued that doesn't happen. He argued that demand is determined by the level of economic activity, and inadequate such effective or aggregate demand could lead to prolonged period of unemployment. So Keynes advocated the use of fiscal monetary policies to mitigate the adverse effects of economic recession and depression. Hence, enhanced the role of government in initiating this policy to support and push the economy out of depression. That's a major contributions theory. He detailed these ideas in his magnum opus, major book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, published in 1936. By the late 30s, in fact, leading Western economists, including a lot of, have been adopting Keynes' policy recommendation. Almost all the capitalist government had done so by the end of 2 decades, even after following Keynes' death in 1946. Thus, Keynesian economics is an economic theory of total spending in the economy and its effect on output and inflation. Keynes economics was developed by British economists, as we know, an attempt to understand Great Depression. That's what he started. And in summary, he advocated for increased government expenditure and lower taxes to stimulate demand and pull the global economy out of recession. Okay. Uh, so this explains the greatest contribution of Keynes. So both as in the personal, professional career and the public service and to the domain of economic knowledge and policy making, uh, Professor Keynes' contribution has been immense. Okay. Thank you. We'll meet in the next discussion. Yeah.